I don't think space will ever be the same after this. Hey guys, DB Right here, and today I am continuing with What if Bulma became a Z Warrior, Part 7. And, well, basically continuing right where we left off with the aftermath of the whole Saiyan invasion arc, Nappa ultimately losing his life, and Vegeta being forced to retreat, and pretty much the only casualty in the, our hero's side was the turned good Raditz in this scenario, who sacrificed himself to defend Goku, his wife Bulma in this timeline, and his nephew Gohan. Raditz realizing that the Earthlings treated him much better than, well, say, that so-called Prince Vegeta and Nappa, who did nothing but put crud on him for all those years. And because of that, and the Dragon Team being able to work together, they were able to beat Nappa and Vegeta, and this is where our story continues. With our heroes nowhere near in the sort of condition they were in from the original timeline, only a couple of days rest in the hospital, Goku is eager to find a way to bring his brother back. Of course, the obvious bad news is the young rejuvenated Kami breaking it to Goku that the Dragon Balls will not be active for at least a year. Because remember, Kami used them to make himself young so he could assist in the battle as well. Since Goku didn't die in this reality, why not? Why not make Kami a guardian who actually can defend the planet he's in charge of? However, something has been troubling Kami about the realization that Kami was never from this world. He was a Namekian. And if that's the case, are there other people on his planet capable of making Dragon Balls as well? Fortunately, Krillin and Bulma also had the same idea, and basically pipe up to Goku telling him, we might be able to bring your brother back if we go to Namek. They must have Dragon Balls too. After all, if Kami is from Namek, it would only make sense. And of course, Kami realizing that if they were smart enough to figure that out, so was Vegeta. Well, I insist we go to Namek at once. Vegeta could show up there and attack a bunch of innocent Namekians. And it would be all our fault if we do nothing. And well, that's pretty much settles it, and everyone is pretty much on their way to Namek. With Kami remembering that he once had something that he believed was a spaceship, and basically with Bulma fixing it up, and with Kami there who does speak Namekian, just somehow, someway, despite forgetting he was a Namekian, he can still speak the language. So, when it comes to flying the ship and everything like that, it's not really that much of a big deal, not that much of a problem. And, well, Goku and Tien ultimately decide that they want to stay put in case Vegeta shows up on Earth again. You gotta have your best ones, just at the ready, just in case Vegeta comes back here picking up a fight, just in case Kami is actually wrong and Vegeta's not going to go to Namek at this point. And, well, with basically that, the team going to Namek at this point in time is Kami, Bulma, Krillin, Gohan, and Yamcha, which of course means Poi's tagging along as well. And, well, Bulma just saying to her husband, it's alright, we'll see you in a couple of months, I promise. And don't worry, Gohan's in good hands. Goku basically just giving her the thumbs up. Not to worry, Bulma. I know how strong you are. And so, they're blasting off much like they do in the original. And, well, a little bit of time later, before they actually arrive on Namek, Goku did ask Dr. Briefs to get to work on seeing if he could salvage parts from his own space pod, building his own spaceship to go to Namek, just in case it's needed, and of course to insert a grav chamber so he can continue his training while on the road. Now, in the meantime, Goku is using the Capsule Corp grav chamber along with Tien Shinhan and getting an early start onto his training. Pretty much going back to where he last left off his training before the Saiyan invasion arc, which was he was just starting on 20 times Earth's gravity. So he's doing a few more sessions on that to really get used to 20 and really master it before he moves it up again to 30. And well, there's no fake planet Namek. We're moving right along. And basically, our heroes do indeed land on Namek. And meanwhile, Planet Vegeta has been healed up and restored like he does in the original, with news that Frieza has already head off to Planet Namek. Now, because of the realization that there was a Namek on planet Earth, and that Vegeta and Nappa worked out about the Dragon Balls, the Namekian Wish Orbs, yes, Frieza heard everything, and he is indeed on the planet, already causing trouble. Gaining 4 of the Dragon Balls already. Excellent work, my minions. Now, on to the next village. Let us hope that they're a bit more cooperative than the last one. And well, Vegeta, of course, has since landed on his planet and pretty much takes out Kui like he does in the original. What is it, Zarbon? I can't say for sure, but my scouter just read Vegeta's power level over 20,000. What? Your scouter must be broken. No way he's that strong. Well, tell me the number, Dodoria. It's impossible. No Saiyan could have that kind of power. Please, Zarbon and Dodoria, we know this is no threat to me. Besides, I believe that monkey has outlived his usefulness anyway. He's no threat to us. And if he's dumb enough to try to steal my prize, I will happily rid the cosmos of Vegeta once and for all. And well, just like in the original, after our heroes have sensed the overwhelming power of Frieza, who basically flew straight past our heroes, in order to attack another village, basically Kami, Krillin, and Gohan are out to investigate, while Yamcha is pretty much helping Bulma set up the capsule house and just helping her out with finding materials so she can build some sort of phone to call Earth and tell her husband Goku that yes, they're going to need his help for this one. And so while that's going on, Kami, Krillin, and Gohan are on top of the mountain watching what's going on in the village go down. And Krillin's trying to caution both Gohan and Kami for not interfering, but you can imagine it's not sitting well with Kami at all. And it's actually not Gohan that jumps and bursts into action this time. It's actually Kami. After Mori destroys the Scouters and tells them and hands over his Dragon Ball, and Frieza trying to get him to point out the next village, Mori ultimately refusing, having his neck snapped by Dodoria, and one of the Namekian children dead, Kami bursts into action and gets a very powerful knee strike into Dodoria, while Gohan and Krillin are able to grab Dende, and they all basically fly off. Much like they do in the original, and you've got basically Dodoria after him. We don't have the strength to face this one alone. We're going to have to do something quick. Don't you worry about it, Carmi. I have a plan. Solar flare! They blind Dodoria much like they do in the original, and ultimately manage to escape Dodoria. And, well, they fly slowly back to their hideout on Namek, and are able to introduce him to Bulma and Yamcha, and basically they fill him in on everything that this Frieza guy has 5 of the Dragon Balls already. He can't be intending anything good with them, and that if they're going to have any chance of getting the Dragon Balls before Vegeta and or Frieza do, they're pretty much going to have to divide and conquer, basically. So Bulma and Kami take a trip out to Dende, to the eldest Namek, while Gohan is more or less heading off towards the village to retrieve the Dragon Ball that Vegeta would have taken in the original. Now, meanwhile, Vegeta has indeed found Dodoria, and that whole thing plays out like it does in the original. The biggest difference here is that Gohan gets to the village first, and humbly asks for the Dragon Ball, and the Nameks were sort of unsure at the moment, thinking that maybe he's one of the ones who've been attacking their village. But Gohan was able to basically assure them that this was not the case, and the Namekians could tell he was a kind-hearted person who was really nice, asked for the Dragon Ball nicely, and of course he ultimately warns them that these other guys could be here any minute and that they should evacuate their village. And well, with Gohan basically sensing that Vegeta is approaching right now, there was no time to waste. And once the other Namekians could sense this evil energy approaching them, they basically, handed Gohan the Dragon Ball with the explicit instructions that he guards it with his life. And Gohan basically makes a bit of a retreat, flying off very slowly. Hopefully not enough that it really catches Vegeta's attention. You know, maybe it's just a Namekian child going out on an errand or something. And the other Namekians have more or less escaped on foot. And Vegeta has arrived to this village that has no one there. And he is not happy one little bit. What? How could they have known I was even coming? I suppose other life forms may be capable of sensing energy. But there's no way they could have known that I wasn't a Namekian. What's going on here? And well, unfortunately, he sees basically the tracks that the Namekians left, and he was able to trail them, and basically he does wreck their village on the way out, and does manage to track down the Namekians, but unfortunately there's not a lot anyone can do for them at this point. They go down swinging like they do in the original. I know, pretty sad, even after Gohan managed to warn them and getting out the village. But Vegeta, years on other planets, taking out other civilizations, he'd be used to tracking people. And well, Gohan's able to get to the hideout with the Dragon Ball, no problem. Vegeta managing to full-on avoid Vegeta this time around. And, well, this is where Vegeta senses yet another power level. This would be Zarbon. And Vegeta goes off and has his little fight with Zarbon, which ends pretty much like it does in the original, with Vegeta being incapacitated and having to be taken to Frieza's ship to be recovered, and of course be later interrogated. And well, in the meantime though, Krillin and Pua are sitting there with the radar, just wondering if there's anything they could really do, remember, Gohan did make it back to the hideout, so he's given them back the radar. If there's anything they could really do to get Frieza to let go of these Dragon Balls. And they've come to a realization they can't sense that pink one's energy anymore. They can't sense Dodoria's energy anymore. And they did know that Vegeta was battling Dodoria. Perhaps Dodoria has been taken out. Alright, I have a plan. I, Yamcha, have a plan. Puar, you remember that one job we pulled back in the desert? Oh yes, Yamcha. I remember. Yamcha's sort of using a little trick that he and Puar once used back when they were desert bandits. Well, I suppose we got nothing better to do. If we can get these Dragon Balls, that'll make 6 in our possession. This is going very smoothly. And what is Yamcha's plan? Well, we'll find out in a second. Meanwhile, Bulma and Kami have indeed made it to Guru's place, and Guru basically recognizes Kami as being the son of Catan, one of their Dragon Clan members. I am glad to see you managed to survive all these years on a different planet. And Kami just doesn't really know much of what he's talking about. I see, you've forgotten. Well, don't worry about it. After all, more pressing issues at the moment. And well, basically, Guru decides right then and then to basically unlock Bulma and Kami's, latent potential. Because he's a nice guy like that, and quite frankly, we need all the help we can get. Now. And so, with that, Bulma and Kami have their potentials unlocked, and Guru does trust them with the Dragon Ball, and basically they fly away. It's like Bulma wondering, well, our first Dragon Ball, but Guru sort of pipes up, actually, if all goes well, this might be your 7th. What? After all, Guru does keep an eye on everything that's going on with the planet. He basically tells Bulma that Gohan has retrieved the Dragon Ball from a village, and basically fills in Bulma with what Yamcha, Krillin, and Puar are up to, which is where we are right now. Vegeta is still being recovered, and Yamcha and Krillin are just outside the ship, keeping their power levels down. I mean, sure, their scouters are broken and they can't detect them, but still, you just don't know. Better safe than sorry. So, Yamcha whispering to Puar, alright Puar, you know what to do. No problem, Yamcha. Transform! Puar transforming into Dodoria and just makes his way into the ship. And basically, most of the men are basically just saluting the Puar Dodoria as he's walking by, and well, Zarbon spots him. Oh, it's about time you got back. I actually thought you were dead. Vegeta told me he took care of you. What? That ridiculous Saiyan? Huh. He missed. And as for those other pests, I took care of them, no problem. Zarbon not sure whether to buy this or not, but after all, seeing is believing, he basically just lets it go and just proceeds to mock the fake Dodoria. Well, it would seem that you missed out on apprehending the prince. I was able to do it myself. I didn't screw up. Well, that's, good for you. Good for me? Dodoria never compliments me. He's always competing with me. Dodoria, are you alright? Are you, sick or something? No, maybe I just caught one of those Namekian flus or something. Well, yeah, you gotta be careful on other planets. Alright then. And basically, Dodoria, or rather Poir, disguised as Dodoria, goes into Frieza's room along with Zarbon. Ah, Dodoria, so glad you could make it. And here I actually thought you went and got yourself killed. I should have known you were one of my more capable soldiers. Yes, no problem, I took care of those pests. And well, as for Vegeta, well, you know how careless he is. Oh my, indeed, that stupid monkey. And well, this is when Vegeta wakes up in the recovery room and starts causing all sorts of havoc that forces Zarbon and Frieza out of the control room. Frieza going to Dodora. You stay here and you guard those Dragon Balls with your life. Yes, sir, Lord Frieza. And well, while Zarbon and Frieza are investigating that, Poir basically stands at the window signaling Krillin and Yamcha to come on in. And well, after smashing the window and Krillin and Yamcha are there, Poir, Yamcha and Krillin take the 5 Dragon Balls out from underneath Frieza and just basically make a bit of a getaway. As soon as they were basically on the other side of the mountain, away from the ship, they basically flew off full force, while Vegeta's basically entered the Frieza's room where he was storing the Dragon Balls. Fine, they're not gone. What? Where are the Dragon Balls? Surely Frieza would have hidden them here. What's going on here? And well, it's not looking good because he's hearing a bunch of footsteps outside, bunch of Frieza's men coming in, Zarbon and Frieza. Oh no, Vegeta's going after the Dragon Balls! Vegeta's figured, oh, he's got to get out of here quick. So much like he does in the original, he fires one more distracting blast at the ship and basically makes his escape underwater. But not before overhearing that the Dragon Balls are gone and Vegeta is left puzzling where these Dragon Balls could have gone. And well, this is where he vaguely senses a few power levels flying away from the ship. Sensing, of course, Krillin and Yamcha, and Poir, who has since shifted back to his normal form, basically just sort of clawing onto Yamcha while they're flying as fast as they can. What? The Earthlings are here! Ugh. So it would seem that Doria was actually telling me the truth. Well, it would seem they've saved me the trouble of getting the Dragon Balls myself. Too bad they're gonna have to hand them over. And well, Vegeta is chasing after them, and luckily for Zarbon, he basically detects Vegeta, and basically he's flying after him too, which pretty much leads to Vegeta threatening the Earthlings to hand over their Dragon Balls when Zarbon shows up, and we get an all-out battle between Vegeta and Zarbon, which pretty much goes like does with the original, with Vegeta ultimately winning. However, the big difference this time is now Kami and Bulma have returned, along with Dende, with the 7th Dragon Ball. After all, they're going to need Dende to unlock the Dragon Balls for him and speak their wishes. Now, Kami may be able to speak Namekian, but that doesn't mean he necessarily knows the words needed to be said to unlock the Namekian Dragon Balls. So, having Dende is kind of a necessity here. And yes, Guru did unlock Dende's latent potential before they left, so he does have his healing abilities on handy. And, well, with Zarbon out of the way, Vegeta thinks it's time he exacts his revenge on the Earthlings. And, well, this does not go to Vegeta's liking at all. With Kami and Bulma's latent potentials being unlocked, they were ultimately able to get the better of the prince. They haven't badly hurt him or anything, and well, ultimately, if the fight draws out, we're looking at a pretty even fight, actually. However, they are suddenly stopped in their tracks when they suddenly sense that there are 5 huge power levels approaching the planet. Oh no! Frieza's called in the Ginyu Force! Listen, you're gonna have to use the Dragon Balls to make me immortal if we're gonna get out of this one! Yeah, right, Vegeta, Bulma talking. I appreciate your effort, but nice try. They, right then and there, summon up Shenron, who appears before them. Porunga, sorry. The Namekian dragon Porunga, thanks to Dende's help. And they tell Dende their first 2 wishes, to resurrect Raditz and bring him to Namek. After all, these power levels are really high, they're going to need some serious muscle to get them out of this one. And well, for the third wish is to transport Goku and Tien to planet Namek, who were basically, still about a day's away from Namek. And yeah, they're still about a day away from planet Namek in the middle of their training. Now Goku's power level is a little bit higher than what it is in the original, thanks to him having Tien Shinhan as a sparring partner. So he's about 20% stronger than what he is at this point in Namek. However, he doesn't have his Kaioken multiplier this time. So that's probably the only downside to this situation, is that Goku doesn't have his Kaioken multiplier, which how that will affect things, we're not sure yet. So meanwhile, Porunga is able to instantly transform Tien Shinhan and Goku also to the planet. And, well, Vegeta is just surprised that Tien, he's about 50 to 60,000. You gotta remember, he's human, while Goku's power level is way up there. Vegeta tries anything, he's gonna get stomped. There's not much he can do here. Even if he went Great Ape Zaru right now, the Earthlings would just defeat him again, most likely, and he'd probably lose his tail. So yes, Vegeta still has his tail in this reality. So, Vegeta has no choice but to stomach it and work with the Earthlings now that they've used all 3 of the wishes from the Namekian dragon. It's basically team up with them, beat the Ginyus, hopefully get out of there before Frieza finds them. And, well, the Ginyus do arrive and they give Frieza the new Scouter, and he then realizes, Zarbon's definitely dead and everything like that. However, Frieza hasn't caught on that the Dragon Balls have been used. After all, he doesn't know about any of the strange things that happens when you summon the dragon, like the sky going black and everything like that. And Frieza was just a little bit too far away that no one could see where the dragon actually manifested. So he thinks the Dragon Balls are still activated, so he's heading off to Guru's place thinking the Dragon Balls are still working right now. Oh, Frieza, the joke's gonna be on you. And meanwhile, the Ginyu Force have arrived, ready to capture Prince Vegeta and get rid of these other nuisances. And the biggest difference here is that Goku's already on the planet. And I think, for right now, that is actually where we're going to leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? Did you like how not only Bulma, but pretty much all our survivors who managed to survive the Saiyan arc had a pretty good role to play in this part of the story? Bulma was able to get herself more powered up. She was able to delay Vegeta and ultimately get him to join them as the Ginyu Force showed up. So really, our Bulma has made quite a big difference in this story. And with the addition of an extra Saiyan being Raditz, who manages to get quite a good Zenkai boost, being brought back to life, perhaps their situation isn't as dire as what it was in the original timeline. well, all this and more next time as we continue with this story. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys back here again next time. Alright, I'll catch you later.